What's up, y'all? I'm sorry I am late. I got pretty good though with being on time. Let me see something. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, my head is all over the place. My niece about to do my head, so don't talk about my head. Don't talk about my head. What's up, Miss Ewing? I still got your mug. I gotta send it off. I've been lazy. I ain't really had no money. It is what it is. But I got you. Supposed to be making some money this weekend, but my plans didn't come through. So life is life. What's up, DJ? Play nice. We're gonna jump. If y'all know the trial from 2023, when what is his name? The Nichols case, where the guy was literally a block away from his mom's house and ended up getting beat up by the Memphis police. Their trial has started this week, I believe. The police officers that was involved with that beating of that young man. Yeah, it's you ain't just thank God you ain't in Michigan no more, cause this weather's retarded. I mean, it was cold this morning. We still wearing jackets, y'all. So it ain't been fun here up north. I just say that much. My house still cold. We're probably gonna have to turn on this thing on furnace, which I wasn't expecting it to do. As you know, it's in May, but unfortunately, like we could probably gonna have to turn some heat on. It's stupid. The weather's stupid up here. But ain't nothing you can do about it but try to deal with it and stay inside. I got a little small heater, portable heater next to me. Y'all okay? For your sister? My bad, y'all. I'm be in and out. I got my two nieces, my niece, two kids down here with me. I don't know, man. We had maybe a handful of hot days so far, but the rest of the days we've been having to wear jackets. I mean, either you got on your a heavy hoodie or you got on your thick jacket. All right, y'all. We're going to go into the person that I want to feature for the week, one for this live, and then we're gonna jump in. I'm probably gonna get off camera when I go upstairs and have my niece braid my hair. So, yeah, one of those. What's up, she is Sunshine? I ain't seen you in a minute. How you doing, young lady? Yeah, I've been wanting. Please, everybody, hit that like button when you come in. Be greatly appreciated. I've been on and off this year with my live, so I've been trying to make some extra money on the weekend. So my money maker didn't fall through this weekend, so I'm at home. Your mommy upstairs. What's up? You want mommy? All right, go ahead. You can go upstairs. There go your cousin. So hold on, y'all. Let me I gotta feature this guy. He has a nice collection. I've been following him. Let me do this. So we're gonna paste this in here. Then we're gonna get to the short of the other short of the live. Oh no. Hold on, y'all. What am I doing? Hey, understandable. I'm trying to get mine together. Really trying to get mine together. All right, y'all. Let's. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to share a screen. All right, y'all. We're gonna look at this young man. I've been following him for a minute. Well, I just started following, but oh no, I've been following him. Huh? You wanna go upstairs with mommy? Huh? Yeah, it's a comb. Let me see. There you go. You can comb somebody's hair. Comb my dog's hair. I've been following Bust Them Guns. I just realized that. What's up? Huh? You want to play with the toys? Yeah, you can go play with the toys. Sorry. But short of the live is Bust Them Guns. BUSSTHEMGUNS. Bust Them Guns. Oh, I love this one with the gold accents. He did the gold pistol with it. I like that. Great. That look like a Mac 9 SD9, which I've been hearing that he does have a nice channel, Lady S. But that everybody been talking about that Mac. A lot of people been comparing that Mac SD9 because it's already ported, already compensated to the Staccato, and I think I've been looking them up. What's going on, bullshitter? And they have, from what I've been hearing, I don't think you really got to do with the Mac SD9s is comp. They just change out the guy rod. A lot of people have been saying you ain't really got to do too much to that gun, and they said a lot of people have been comparing it to the Staccato, just as good as the Staccato, but I'm talking about double less the money for it. What? Go ahead, you good? A lot of people been saying for the Mac, you get just about, I ain't gonna say about the same gun, but you get a real good gun for the price. And that's under and that is off that's Yeah, I think that from what I've been hearing, it's running between 1,000 to 1,200. Um, between 10 to 11. I just bought my if I would have known that, I would have probably got that over the Prodigy. Cause I just purchased the Prodigy myself. Um, and like I said, that Mac has already got slide cuts in it. It's already compensated. Very, very good looking gun. I've been hearing nothing but good stuff about that Mac SD9, which is a double stack 9mm 2011. And so I'm thinking about picking up one. Cause I heard nothing but good things about it. I heard you ain't gotta do nothing but change the recoil spring, polish some parts, and it slides just like a Cicada from what I've heard. Now, how true that is, I don't know. But I've been hearing nothing but good things about it. So I might end up looking at that Mac 9 SD9 and going for it. Cause I mean, like I said, it's already got the slide cuts in it. It already has the compensator on it. And you talking about slide cuts and the compensator for a staccato, you looking at least 25 to about 3,000. And you talking about double to triple the amount for the Mac SD9. And like I said, I've heard nothing but great things about it. I really haven't heard any bad things about it. Now, it could be some bad things going that could be out there about it. I'm not gonna say it's not, but like I said, what I've seen, is nothing but good reviews. And shout out to my homie, uh, uh, Odom Armory, my buddy, man, he is gonna help me to get my Prodigy to slide a lot more smoother than what it is. I have to break it down, polish some pieces, and change some internals out, external internals out. And he said it'd be running this, I mean, smooth like butter. So I'm gonna get with my guy, Odom Armory, my big boy, my big homie from the Bug Nation, and we gonna get my Prodigy to slide smoother than what it is already. And so, um, but y'all look, if you're looking for a 2011 and you don't want to break the bank, I mean, look at the Prodigy. But you can even, like I said, that Mac 9, the Mac SD9, you can beat it in price, and it's probably a better gun than the Prodigy because it's already slide cut and it's already compensated already, and you don't have to get the, like if I want to slide cut mine and compensate mine, I would have to send it out. I'm probably gonna spend at least another between $500 to about $800 to get slide cuts and get it compensated. And so, like I said, with the Mac 9, Mac SE9, you already got them features, and you get the gun under $1,500. So I don't know if anybody else in the chat maybe the ran into a Mac SD9 2011, maybe shot one. If you have, how did it feel? And if you own one, let me know in the chat how you feel about it. But from what I've heard, I've seen nothing but great reviews about it. So once again, like I'm saying, I'm not saying this is not any bad reviews out there, but okay. But we gonna get into the case of, let me see, hold on, y'all. Y'all okay? Okay. Hold on, y'all. I ain't doing nothing. Yeah, we're gonna discuss the process. And like I told y'all before, I am in the process of trying to become a sheriff. But we're gonna talk about the hard truth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to talk about it, don't want to discuss it. But I mean, even though I'm going into it, you know, you have to deal with reality, with what reality is. And we're gonna talk about, what do y'all think is a suitable timeline to get a lot of these cases started with negligence from the police. And what I mean by that, I mean concrete evidence from body cams showing officers in the wrong. Let's start there. These cases are taking 2.5 years up to 3 years to even get started in the judicial system. And they tell us that we should hold our patience on situations like this. Any case shouldn't take you, when you have concrete evidence, it don't take them nothing to convict our children and even us with concrete evidence. So my question, y'all, is, and if you allow, if you work in the law enforcement, I'm not staining everybody in the law enforcement. Like I said, I have a cousin that's in law enforcement, and I would think he will always be a straight up guy. We was raised to be straight up. We was raised to do what's right by people. And to me, taking them almost, well, not almost. What y'all doing? Hold on, y'all. Not these kids. What are y'all doing? Oh, don't take that off. What are you doing? Take that off. I'll take it out. You move. Move. I mean, move your hand. Take your hand stuck in. This should be in there. All right, y'all. He got his hands cut. He got his hand caught in that easy bake oven. Yeah, his hand was stuck in that easy bake oven. I didn't know what he was doing. He got his hand stuck in between that easy bake oven and that pot. He stuck his hand in there. My bad, y'all. I got my niece kids here. They crazy. Hold on, y'all.
Police body camera video released Friday.
Hey, y'all, this is educational purposes only. Educational purposes only. We're gonna review the footage and y'all let me know what y'all think.
Friday night shows Memphis officers brutally beating Tyree Nichols during a traffic stop nearly 3 weeks ago. Nichols died 3 days after the violent January 7th encounter. All 5 officers were fired and now face charges including second-degree murder, aggravated assault, and aggravated kidnapping.
I want to say to the 5 police officers that murdered my son, you also disgraced your own families.
The prosecutor says each former officer played a different role in Nichols' death, but that they are all responsible.
Suffice it to say that we believe there was no ambiguity in the tape, and I think people will be able to judge for themselves.
Before authorities released the footage, Nichols' family called for any protests to remain peaceful.
We want peace. We do not want any type of uproar. We do not want any type of disturbance.
A lawyer for the Nichols family urged the Memphis police chief to disband the specialized unit that was involved in the traffic stop.
It cannot be brought back to center with any sense of morality and dignity, and most importantly, trust in this community.
A funeral will be held next week for Nichols, who is a father, FedEx employee, and an avid skateboarder.
Y'all, that is one of many cases since 2020 of the George Floyd brutal beating and choking. Well, not beating, but choking of George Floyd. I truly don't understand what these officers are thinking with body cam. In this case, they didn't realize that it was a camera facing in their direction as they're kicking this guy in the head, punting this guy in the head, punching this guy in the head. But to no regard do they realize, or do they even care at this point about some of the things that they're doing? New York, we just had a recent inmate that just got killed under the hands of correction officers. When I say you, first of all, when y'all brought him in the infirmary room, 4 of you guys to 3 of you guys had him dangling like he was a piece of meat on over a fire, head hanging down. Y'all are literally picking it. This guy can't even walk on his own. Y'all get him in the infirmary room, handcuffed, and y'all put the beating on this guy. And the result, he ends up dying. Can somebody please explain to me, what are these officers thinking? They're under camera. They're getting filmed. And it's like they really, what? I'm not an advocate for bullshitting behavior. And excuse my language, I know it's Sunday. But that's bullcrap behavior on these police officers that's supposed to be protecting us under law, under oath. The prison. Now, you know what I'm saying? And then this guy, he's a block away from his home screaming for his mother as they're punching and putting him in the head like he's a football. And they're beginning to punt to win a football game. And these guys are kicking him in the face and punching him in the face and in the body and wonder why he's running. He's scared for his life. So to me, what's going on to the point that y'all are that brave? Well, immunity, let's be real with it. They can't really be touched until recently when they start locking some of these cops up for their bad behavior. But before then, they weren't convicting bad behavior. That's just bad behavior. That's horrible behavior. And my thing that I can't stand about it is, if you can do all this to somebody's kid and have a conscience, and I'm gonna be brutally honest with y'all, if that was my son, and it comes out that a video or him getting beat to his death, let me tell you, ain't no peace for them police officers. I'll go to jail. 100. Because my thing is, a lot of these guys have children. But the crazy part, the 5 that's getting charged are African American men. So let me take your child, put him in a room, put her in the room, whichever one it is. At this point, I really don't care what it is. And let me go to work on them like you did while you went to work on my son. Let me see if you really going, because my thing is, I don't want to hear, oh, well, he should go. My thing is, y'all, that's first degree murder to me. That shouldn't be second degree. They should be charged with first degree murder. In the case of that officer going to that airman's house, tell him he has a firearm and then still shoots him in the chest. What are officers doing? I've seen video where white men and white women with guns get treated way better than black men without guns or black women without guns. And I don't mean to make this no race issue, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at reality. Reality is reality. And if you can't deal with reality, then I'm sorry. Then you might want to get off my channel because I don't condone bullshit ass behavior, and that's what that is. Since the George Floyd incident, it's like y'all just don't care that y'all on camera. Y'all don't care that it's a possibility that a camera could be lurking around while you kicking people in the head with handcuffs on. These guys ain't fighting back. These guys are handcuffed. Yeah, parents are frustrated at this point. Why wouldn't I be frustrated? And then y'all tell me it takes y'all 3 years to get 2.5 to 3 years to get. Now, mind you, the one that I just showed you. What did I just show y'all? Tyler Nichols was in 2023. It is 2025, 2.5 years later, and they just now started his trial last week. It's taking these guys an average 2 to 3 years to get these trials started with concrete evidence, with body cam, with video that's discussing. You telling me that we should be patient? If that was my son, you talking about patience? At this point, if you the chief of police, let me take your son or daughter in the room and let me work them real quick then. And you tell me, is it going to take you 2 to 3 years to prosecute me after I get done with yours? Get out of here. That's foolishness, and that's ignorant at its most high. When you have people in position that has the power to do the right thing. You can't tell me that after my son has been murdered on video that you gonna come in my face and tell me it's gonna take me to be patient. Patience means it's gonna take you 2 to 3 years to even start a trial with these, get them on charges and start their trials 2 to 3 years later on average. These last couple cases have been 2.5, 3 years before they even get in the courtroom to get started. And you want to keep, and they keep on telling us to be patient. Be patient with us. That takes time. It don't take that long. It don't take that long. The max y'all should be is a year. It shouldn't take y'all no more than a year to get them in the courtroom, get them charged, and get their oh, I'm sorry, I'm starting like a mug, and get their day in court. The maximum should be a year. The maximum shouldn't be no 2.5, almost 3 years to get a trial started when a family. It's crazy. They buried this guy back in 2023. They just now starting these people trial. These 5 cops trial now. They just literally started their trial. I don't know if they all getting trialed as one or they having individual cases. I don't know. But that's bizarre. Now they have to go through this whole process again in the courtroom 2.5 years later, after they done buried their son, put their son in the ground, and you got them going through this again 2.5 to 3 years later. They got to go back through the trauma of seeing their child. Pictures in a hospital. Video of their son on the ground, handcuffed, getting kicked in the face like he's winning a punt for the Super Bowl. Punching them like they're in an MMA gunner in an MMA ring. And y'all want the public to be patient? Yeah, I'll be patient. While I'm being patient, everybody done told me to be patient. Let me take your kid in a 4x4 cage, and until you can start their trial, then give me the time. I'll take it then. Take all the time you want to then I'll be happy. But don't look me in my face and tell me as a parent, after my son has been brutally assaulted, which ended in his death because of the brutal magnitude of that video, and tell me it's going to take time. And you telling me it took y'all 2.5 years, almost 3 years, to get these 4 to 5 guys charged and get their day in court. I feel for them, because it is nothing you could tell me that would satisfy me 2.5, 3 years later that they are just now getting their day in court, which it clearly shows that they are guilty. Everybody that seen the video, even cops, former cops, said that they was out of order. It's concrete evidence that y'all went too far. Just go ahead and own it. Go ahead and go and plead guilty, which I know you're not. Anybody that dealing with the courtroom, you're not. Even if you did it, you gotta prove it. So that didn't surprise me that they didn't plead guilty. I believe 1 or 2 of the cops did take a plea deal. I was watching the trial the other day, and he did plead out. He's gonna let the judge determine his sentence, which he might get a light sentence, taking that chance. And then he's going to go up before the state and let them pick his sentence as well. And he's going to have to do them consecutive, which means he don't get a break in his sentence. So if they give him 30 total, he has to start at 30 total. And so it's crazy about it. What's going on, Bulletproof? What's going on, J-Vi? I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't saying none of y'all. But, yeah, man, what do y'all think? What do y'all guys think? First of all, should it take 2.5 to 3 years on average for these guys to start the prosecution process or to even get their day in court? Because it shouldn't take that long for y'all, especially if you have like a lot of people have been saying since 2020 with these cases, and why is it taking them so long? And then the first thing they do when they hop on the media is, well, everybody be patient. It takes time. It takes such and such. It don't take that long to me. And I'm being lenient when I say a year. What do y'all think should be the max as far as getting their trial started? Now, I'm telling y'all, it's 2.5 to 3 years average to get these cases started dealing with police brutality. When someone is being killed in their custody or in a traffic stop or whatever it is, whether you're in prison or you're out on the street. And I believe it shouldn't be second degree. I think it should be first degree murder. All these cases should be first degree murder, but for some reason they always get them at murder too. And just like the young lady that killed the man, she was an officer. She walked in someone else's apartment and shot the black guy dead. Shot him and unalived him. And so since 2020, man, we have seen a barrage of crazy incidents with police officers, and it's taking them 2 to 3 years on average to even get the trial started. Now, mind you, they haven't been sentenced. They're going through their trial now. It started this week with them particular 4 to 5 officers. I think it's 5, but I think is it 4? I think 4 are getting charged with the actual beating of Mr. Nichols. 4 to 5, I think. Hold on, let me see. Cause I don't wanna.
Police body camera video released Friday night shows Memphis officers brutally beating Tyree Nichols during a traffic stop nearly 3 weeks ago. Nichols died 3 days after the violent January 7th encounter. All 5 officers were fired.
So it's actually 5 officers being charged with this murder. With this unaliving. Okay, I got Mr. Bullshit is saying that it's too long unless there's no evidence. Unless there's more evidence that's coming forward. But I don't think 2.5 years is acceptable. I agree, especially when you have the concrete evidence from body cam and poll camera footage that literally shows your guilty act. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, how long should it take them if they have concrete evidence as far as video? Because they came out with the video of Mr. Nichols getting brutally attacked less than 2 weeks. I want to say less than a month they came out with the video. So once you came out that month, less than a month, about a month, or it was either less than a month or I know it wasn't no more than a month when they came out with the evidence of Mr. Nichols getting brutalized. So my question to you is, Bullshit, you answer that is way too long, which I agree. With evidence, concrete evidence, and that's either body cam, that's either a civilian's cell phone footage, or even a poll cam. How long, with that evidence, once it's being turned in, should it take to even get the trial started? We're not talking about getting convicted. We're talking about getting the trial started. Okay, he said immediately. Mr. Bull should have said immediately. So Mr. Bull should have said once they brought out that video, they should have been arraigned for charges, get the evidence they need. And I believe, like I said, a year to me is me being generous. I'm being generous with a year. I don't think it should took them no year, but I'm just being generous. I'm just being, quote unquote, the devil advocate. That's what I'm being. The max to me is a year. The max. And that's being generous. To not be generous, 6 months at the most. That's me not being generous towards what I see on video. I say 6 months tops, especially with numerous videos and witnesses. I agree. Bulletproof said 6 months. Bull should have said immediately. No break, no nothing. Put your foot on the gas and let's go. So I respect them both. I mean, if you got concrete evidence against a citizen video, you're not going to wait no 2.5 years, 3 years to prosecute them. So that's why I said a year. I'm being generous with a year. With a year, everybody should have that. Well, within 3 months, everybody should know. Normally, the defense and the offender, defense and the and their lawyer should have all the evidence that they need within 3 months. View it, get everything done within 6 months. Within 4 to 5 months, charges should be known on what they're going to do. Once you've been charged, then you already reviewed the evidence. Within that month, the next month, that trial needs to start. So 6 months. I'm with Bulletproof with the 6 months, just to make sure they got everything in line and everything dotted. So I will say 6 months is a decent time. A year being generous to make sure everybody tighten up what they need to tighten up. That's true. I agree. I say 6 months tops, especially with numerous videos and witnesses. Mr. Bull should have said, doesn't the law state you have a right to a speedy trial? That should apply to the victim's family too. Absolutely. And I'm going to say this. Immunity should not be even a determining factor in cases like this. And the reason why I say that this is because when you're younger, you're told what's right from wrong. When you go into the academy, you graduate the academy, you put on that badge, you put a oath to protect and serve. With that protecting and serving, if you do such things as in the case of unalive is a YouTube is very funny, tactical Tina, and so I'm trying not to get banned. I'm not trying to really have them ban this live, and so I kind of watch what I say. I'm trying to be conscious on what I'm saying, but anybody that has common sense can read between the lines. But yeah, it's more me trying to educate, but also not ban this live, because I think it's a live needed to be talked about, especially somebody that's trying to go into the sheriff department. And so I think it's an educational thing, especially with the with YouTube, and so I gotta kind of watch what I say. I believe the defense would do everything they can to prolong it, so the media attention will die down. For the client, their belief is that people's emotions will calm down before the trial. That's true. They use that tactic. I do agree. Bulletproof. But like I said, I'm at the point. Hey, if you want to wait that long, like my son was a victim, put me in that octagon cage with your child until the trial starts. I guarantee you, them attorneys, them lawmakers, put their child in the octagon with a UFC fighter. Well, until the trial starts, your son has to fight this UFC fighter. I guarantee that'll be a speedy trial. I don't blame you, Tina. But you asking them to put their kid in the octagon, they'll change their mind so fast. It's amazing how. And I was watching one of the cops the other day when it first part went, because the trial been on all week. One of the ex-officers And that this is what shocked me. He has children. Like you have a son and a daughter, young. But as soon as a criminal hurts or do something to your child, then you want a speedy trial. Oh, as a cop, then his son or his daughter's murder, unaliving needs to be handled very quickly. So the justice system is very off balance. Okay, I'm about to get ready to get a. Okay. Tell her give me about 10 more minutes. I'll be up there. I'm almost done. But if that was one of their kids, they would want a speedy trial. A judge or either an officer, if that was your child, you don't want to hear it's going to take 2 years to 3 years to prosecute somebody for unaliving your child. So my thing is put on the same shoes. Don't make these parents have to relive this 2.5 years later, three years later. They're in the ground. So now I ain't gonna say forget about it, but I don't want to say relax, but I've kind of started the healing process. And you tell me 2.5 years later, 3 years later, that y'all just now about to start their trial. And she was one of the first ones that spoke at his trial. And the when she said I lost it, when she found out her son had passed, she said I lost it. I lost it. I lost it. That's all she could say is I lost it. So now she has to relive this again 2.5 years later, 3 years later, to get on the stand and say I lost it. That's all she could say. That's true. I don't believe, and DJ Play Nice, thank you, brother, for that. This is what DJ Play Nice just said. The will of justice is not fair. Let's just get that straight. Now, mind you, I try not to break the law. I try to be a good citizen. I try to treat everybody right. But in reality, the justice system is broken. It applies to who it applies to. It grinds slow to police officers. But it's very fast for citizens that they got so-called evidence on. They have evidence on police officers and their conduct, but y'all are slow to prosecute them. With the evidence. This is not people making this stuff up. This is stuff that's been caught on camera. Literally been caught on camera. And y'all tell the family 2.5 years later, 3 years later, that the trial has begun. Now they gotta sit in the courtroom, they gotta go through the forensic guy, point out bruises and bruises and lacerations on this man's body from the brutal attack. And now she has to break down all over again. The father has to break down all over it again. The stepfather has to break down all over again and relive this again as if it happened yesterday. Cop or not, you're wrong, you're wrong. So Gina versus Gina. Cop or not, you're wrong when you're wrong. That's my grandma taught me that. Ain't no red, ain't no underlining to that. You being a cop, to me, you have to act like you got some sense. As a cop, and I say this to everybody, everybody ain't meant to be a cop. Cop ain't for everybody. Because the first thing you gotta do when you become a cop, you gotta have patience. You're gonna meet some people that's on some bull crap. You're gonna meet people in all walks of life. But you, as a police officer, you have to withhold your emotions. Yeah, that's hard to say. I get it. I understand it. I'm not saying that everything's gonna be peachy. People are not gonna be rude. People are not gonna be nasty. When you have a passion for something, that's like a teacher. A teacher goes in a classroom, is not gonna have a classroom full of good students. But it's something that you have to love. You got to be in love with teaching children. Some professions you have to have the love for. Not just a paycheck, but you have to have the love for that field of work that you want to be in. Social workers are overwhelmed with children and cases all day long. Don't get paid the right money that they deserve. But if you go into that field, you have to have a passion for children. Some fields you have to have a passion for. Some fields you really don't have to have a passion for. Policing, teaching, mentoring. That's stuff that you have to have a passion for. What's up? I don't know why I can't think of Armel. What's going on, brother? And Miss Armel. But you have to have a passion for certain fields in life. The prosecution of the black officers will move a lot faster. The whole of their counterpart. That's true, but I'm surprised with the 5 black cops that's facing the Tyler Nichols thing. It took them, and they're all black. It's taking them 2.5 years to even get their trial started. But I don't care what color you are. Color don't mean nothing to me. If you're caught on video camera doing the wrong thing, whether you're white, pink, purple, black, tangerine, I don't care what color you are, you're wrong. Yeah, that's true. Like I said, one of the guys, one of the former officers was one of the first ones that took the stand. I want to see one of the first 5 that took the stand, and I found out that he has already took a plea deal, but he's letting the judges for the state and federal sentence him. So he don't know what his sentence is. Even though he testified, he doesn't know what his sentence is until they're actually done with the trial. And so he's actually putting his faith. So the officer, the judge can give him a total of 10 years on the state and the federal level. So say the state give him 5 and then the federal give him 5. That's 10 years. So he's putting his life in the hands of a judge, a federal and a state judge. And he could face up to life in prison with his involvement with the beating of Mr. Nichols. And so, man, it's been a great discussion. I got to go get my hair braided up. My niece is here. She's got through braiding up my son. And she got 2 kids. So let me get up here and get my hair braided. But next week we'll touch on some more. But like the airman, I forgot his name, Mr. Nichols, George Floyd, the no-knock warrant with the young lady that died. The young lady that got unalive by policemen. And so it's happening ever since the George Floyd case. They're becoming very numb to the cameras that watch them, even their body cam. And it's amazing to me how you forget or you just don't have the I don't give a F attitude about the actions that you're taking among citizens that's actually cuffed. These guys, it's mind-boggling. Cuffed behind their backs, getting beat on. Yeah, catch up with the trial, bullshitter. I'm definitely gonna talk about it a little bit more, but I'm glad the few that did chime in. I think it was a good subject for the day. On why is it taking so long for these cases to get started? It's unbelievable how long these cases are getting started, and how these families got to relive this trauma years later because, according to the states and the federal, well, we need to give this case some time and gather what's up. You don't need to gather what's already in your face. You don't have to gather what's already in your face. What's up, Integrity? And that's the scary part. That is the scary part. Like, y'all got the I don't give a F attitude. I don't think y'all numb, but I mean, I that's the only way I can put it. Are y'all numb to the cameras? You know, they didn't see the light pole camera when they beat Mr. Nichols. That's the scary part. Like, you know, cameras, if you don't even see it on your body cam, you know camera's somewhere. Technology is so advanced that you know cameras looking at you from somewhere, some angle, somewhere, somehow. But luckily that light pole caught that beating. If it wasn't for the light pole cam, my thing is, would this have even been wrote up as a beating, or would it have been a struggle? The truth is in the camera. I don't think they would have put that on there. I don't know what their police reports say, but bull crap. Because I'm quite sure once they read and then looked at the video, they all was looking stunned. And so, with that being said, man, y'all don't play the courtroom on the side of the highway with policemen. Man, just do your best to get home. Whatever that means, I don't know what that means, but just make sure you be able to get home to them babies. If you, I don't know, man. I have to have that come. My son is starting to drive, so we have to have that uncomfortable conversation with our boys. And unfortunately, our counterparts don't have to have that conversation. And so, just try to make it back home. I don't know what that means. This world and these in these cops, I don't know what that means. But we got to make sure we make it home. Love you guys. Be safe. Catch you next weekend. If I ain't doing no work on the side. No, I won't be here this weekend. Matter of fact, I will. I'll take my laptop with me. I might be on the road. I might not. I don't know. But I will be out of town on Sunday. So I'm not 100% going to be sure if I'm going to be moving, which means am I coming back home, or if I am going to be in the hotel. I don't know. And so next week I might not be going live because I will be with my son. He'll be at a band competition in Indiana, and so I'm going to say 90% I'm probably not going to be live next week because I'm going to be on the road supporting my son. And so we have to go support him in Indiana. And so I will not be here Sunday. He has competition Saturday. I'll be back sometime Sunday. I just don't know what time, and I think I'll probably be on the road. And so I won't more than likely be on live next Sunday. And so probably more than likely the following Sunday I'll be back on. But until then, y'all be safe. And be safe, man. It's a wicked world out here. And it's coming from the blue, and then you got criminals on the street, man. Just be safe. Peace, y'all. Gotta go get my hair braided. Bye.